Hi, and welcome. I'm Mr. Hutchings, and this is Mr. Hutchings History. Today is topic 5.5 of the AP World History program, Technology in the Industrial Age, and our era is from about 1750 to 1900. Our AP themes today will be technology and innovation, economic systems, environmental impacts, and governance. Our historical reasoning skills will be causation and continuity and change over time. In earlier eras, power was tied to place. Factories clustered along rivers. Ships waited for wind. Communication moved at the speed of a horse. During the Industrial Age, that changed. New technologies made power mobile, reliable, and controllable. Coal, steam, electricity, and later oil allowed humans to reshape land, water, and time itself. This episode asks a focused historical question. How did new technologies reshape economic production and global connections between 1750 and 1900? The key technological shift of the industrial age was not a machine, but a power source. Coal replaced water as the main driver of industry. Unlike rivers, coal was portable. It could be mined, stored, transported, and used anywhere. The breakthrough came with James Watt's improved steam engine in the late 18th century. Steam engines converted coal into mechanical power that could run textile machines, pumps, and eventually transportation systems. Within 50 years, steam powered factories, locomotives, and ships appeared. This shift represents causation in action. New energy sources made new technologies possible, which in turn transformed economies. Why was coal more revolutionary than water power? Because coal was not tied to geography. It allowed factories and transportation systems to operate anywhere, not just near rivers. Steam power transformed transportation first on water, then on land. Steamships replaced sail powered vessels. Unlike sailing ships, steamships did not depend on wind. Steamships could move on schedules and travel upstreams on rivers. This dramatically increased speed, reliability, and volume of trade. As steamships spread, coaling stations became essential. Ports such as the Cape Colony in southern Africa and islands across the Pacific served as refueling points. Control of these stations increased strategic and imperial power. On land, railroads did the same. The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in the United States in 1869 linked the Atlantic and Pacific coasts of that nation. Railroads allowed raw materials like coal, iron, timber, and oil to move efficiently from interior regions to factories and ports. Transportation technology did not simply move goods, it reorganized space, settlements, and economic priorities. How did railroads strengthen industrial states? Railroads integrated national markets, lowered transportation costs, and allowed governments to control territory more effectively. Coal did more than power engines. It made the mass production of iron. New processes increased output, especially the use of coke, a reformed form of coal, in large furnaces. Iron became essential for railways, bridges, machineries, and tools. Yet iron had its limits. Cast iron was brittle. Wrought iron was flexible but weaker. The breakthrough came with steel. In 1856, the Bessemer process allowed molten iron to be converted into steel by removing impurities with blasts of air. Steel was strong, flexible, and cheap enough for mass use. Steel became the backbone of industrial society. Railways, skyscrapers, ships, and weapons all depended on steel. This illustrates continuity and change. Humans still built with metal, but the scale and impact were unprecedented. By the late 19th century, industrialization entered a new phase often called the Second Industrial Revolution. This phase focused on chemicals, precision machinery, electricity, and electronics. Electricity transformed daily life. The first public power station opened in London in 1882. Streets were lit. Factories ran longer hours. Electric streetcars reshaped cities. Communication technologies also changed dramatically. The telephone, patented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876 and improved by Thomas Edison, allowed near instant voice communication. Soon after, radio, developed by Guglielmo Marconi, I'm sure I said that first name wrong, the radio was developed by Marconi, enabled wireless communication across the oceans. For the first time in history, information could travel faster than physical movement. Why is communication technology as important as transportation technology? Because information allows coordination, markets, and political control to operate efficiently across long distances. Coal dominated early industrialization, but oil reshaped the late 19th century. The first commercial oil wells appeared in the mid 1800s. Initially, oil was valued for kerosene, used in lighting and heating. Later, chemical refining led to gasoline and the internal combustion engine. This engine powered automobiles and eventually airplanes. Oil intensified industrial power and set the stage for 20th century geopolitics. Technology, once again, reshaped both economies and global power structures. Railroads, steamships, and the telegraph connected farmers, miners, manufacturers, investors, and consumers across the globe for the first time. Industrialized countries required constant access to raw materials. To secure these raw materials, states expanded imperial control. Colonies supplied coal, rubber, oil, metals, and labor. Industrial centers manufactured finished goods. This reinforced unequal global relationships. Technology did not cause imperialism alone, but it made imperialism faster, more efficient, and more profitable. This links technology directly to governance and power. Why did industrial technology encourage imperial expansion? Because industrial economies required steady resources and steady markets, which empires provided through political control. Topic 5.5 shows that technology is not neutral. New machines and new power sources increased production, reshaped transportation and communication, deepened global inequality, expanded imperial reach, and altered the environment. This topic reinforces causation, how technology drives economic change, continuity and change, how older practices were replaced by new systems, and theme connections across economy, environment, and governance. The industrial age taught humanity how to move faster, build larger, and communicate farther, but it also taught a difficult lesson. When technology advances faster than ethics, faster than law, or faster than environmental awareness, progress carries a cost. What responsibilities come with technological power? The responsibility to consider human well being, to consider environmental impact, and to consider long term consequences. not just efficiency and not just profit. I'm Mr. Hutchings, and thank you for joining me for this episode of Mr. Hutchings History. And as always, continue to study history. It matters.